Guys, this is
Alright, what's up guys?
This is
Xenoverse
doing a review
review
of
coming at you
Xenoverse
from
2. Now I'm doing a review of the new DLC pack that just came out today, and first I'm going to be reviewing the new Jiren character that came out. And personally, I love him in the anime, but I was kind of disappointed what I saw, and I think you will be too once you see what I'm talking about. He does a lot of great moves, a lot of cool, awesome looking moves, but if you see the move called Meditate, you actually need that so you can perform his strongest attack. And if you don't use, and every time you use it, you're actually going to leave yourself open to attack from all your enemies, and it's going to make it really, really hard to use it. So I would not recommend using this character in a fight, especially if you're fighting multiple enemies. But if you want to use him, go ahead. He's very awesome. I should say that he definitely leaves himself open a lot for attacks. Now, the one thing I do like is his regular attacks and also his hold, and I thought those were pretty awesome. And as you can see, he looks like an absolute beast right now. And but another thing I didn't like is that he has a full power wave as another ultimate attack. Why give him such a basic attack if he's such a non-basic character? I mean, come on, the guy's a badass. Why give him an attack that almost everyone can use? And right about now, you're gonna see in a little bit what I was saying about the meditation. You actually need to perform that so you can perform his strongest move, and well, that's where the big weakness lies. That one single move is gonna leave you open for everything. Now, I did like the whole pack. I was actually waiting for it, and I do think the character is amazing. I just hope that they can improve on him, on what they do to him in the near future, because personally his best attacks are not his ultimate attacks. And honestly, right now I'm just using him in a basic mission because I wanted you guys to see what I'm talking about, to see how useful, how his weaknesses and his strengths, how they play out, even if you're not playing against other people. And this is going to be pretty much the last time I use him in this game. If they come up with some sort of update for him, then I hope they fix this problem. But if not, I will not be using him until then. Now, I do have to say this. I've seen the anime. I literally have not missed a single episode of it, and I do think he's amazing in it. I like how you don't even know how strong he is. Even right now, you don't know if he's at 100%, because so far we haven't seen him do so much as sweat when he's attacking people. So that I do like about him. And this is what I was talking about. Meditate. You need that to be able to perform his strongest attack. If you don't use it, then you cannot perform his strongest attack. And well, that right there can be a choice. I personally like using everyone's strongest attacks. I'll do that with Goku, with Krillin, with any character that I'm using. I'll try to use their strongest attack. And see this? That's just badass. But the terrible thing, meditate leaves you open for it, and if someone strikes you, then you lost key, you lose time, and well, you also lose health. All that, and you have to do meditate again if you want to do the ultimate attack. So that's why I do not recommend this character for someone who wants to win. If you want to win, use this guy, then I should say do not use those two moves. Okay, I say he has other moves. They're pretty great. Use those instead. And that's pretty much it for this guy. I do have, right now I do also want to talk about Android 17.
Hurry up and come at me.
As an enemy, you were a pain. As an ally, I couldn't be happier.
What's that? Where's that power? Who the heck are you? No matter. Anyone who gets in my way.
Android 17, he's always been an awesome character, and I think usually he's a pretty badass when he's fighting, even in the anime or in the video game, because you can't really charge with him. But what I don't like about him in this game is that you have to activate a Cecil in order to be able to use any of his super or ultimate attacks. Personally, I thought that was a handicap. Not a handicap, that was a weakness. What if your enemy manages to keep landing blow after blow before you can activate that Cecil? Sometimes I don't know what they're thinking with that. Maybe they're just trying to get us to focus on melee attacks. I don't know. I mean, they do focus on that a lot in the game, but I should say that he should not have to activate or go through certain conditions to use any attacks, because, well, your enemies aren't going to do that, so that just gives them an even bigger advantage. And when you do get to use it, I love his attacks, like his Electro Slash. That was pretty awesome. And you do have the barrier that he uses. You do have that, but it's not really more of an attack, more like an basic skill. But once you do get to use it, it's pretty badass. Now there's also the attacks I don't really get, like well, I don't get why his melee attacks are so limited in a way compared to others, because if you press the square button enough times, all you do is just punch the air and it hurts, and you're punching the enemy, and that doesn't really look as nice as how the other guys punch the enemy away and they chase him. That, personally, I like what the other characters do better. But for 17, I just don't really get why they did that to him. Now there is one more character I want to talk to you guys about, or actually two more characters, and that is the new character Hugh, and also Instinct Goku. Now I'm gonna start with Hugh.
I won't let a single one of you escape! Prepare yourselves! Let me play with you a bit. Fighting feudal battles. Get ready to witness energy like you've never seen!
collect all the Dragon Balls around the area.
Personally, I do like Q, but I think with the sword and some of his attacks, he feels like to me he belongs more in Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm, because the sword reminds me a lot of Sasuke, and also the way he looks. But I still say he's still a great character. I mean, he does belong in this. He has some good moves, but the sword just makes him look too much like a ninja for me. Now, what I will say is, I don't get one of his ultimate moves. You're gonna see it in a little bit, but to me, it just seems kind of useless. I do like how they chose not to. Now, see, that was his ultimate move, and to me, it just seemed kind of useless because you do have to do it twice. You have to do it once to. It's like a curse, like a curse seal, or one of those jutsus you see in Naruto where the character has to be first placed with a tag or a seal on them, and then they have to activate it for the enemy to be harmed. And the way he activates it second time, the enemy can dodge it, and that just makes it null and void, because then you have to do it again, and they can avoid it again. So I just don't get why they gave him that, and if they wanted to do a character like that, I say they should have given it to the people in charge of Naruto, so that they can put it in the next Naruto game. But one thing I do hope is that in the future they give him some better attack at least. Just that single move just seems pointless to me. What I will say is that I do kind of like how his story goes. I like that they made him Towa and Mira's son, but he's not exactly a bad guy. He's just a regular kid who's out to be fun, and I kinda like that about him, because it means, well, they could use that to set up another character. They could use that to set up another story, like if they do Xenoverse 3, if they wanted to follow up with him, they could say one of his distortions in time that he caused could definitely have created a new villain, or gave birth or revived a new villain. And I think that is kind of gonna be an interesting storyline, because you didn't really get that in games. You didn't really get a sequel to a game that follows the storyline of extra story from the previous game. But if they do that, then I say they should also give him some interaction with Towa and Mira. We need to see if he's going to follow in their footsteps, if he's going to decide that he wants to be like mommy and daddy, or if he wants to go against them. If they want to keep going with him, they definitely need to just decide where he is. They can't just keep him a neutral character forever. I will say that he is interesting, because to me he seems like an intellectual person who just wants to get a little stronger, wants some power, but he doesn't want to use it for good or evil. So that's, to me, it just means that he's kind of like a coin. You can toss him, it's 50-50 chance that he'll be a good person or a bad guy. So I think if they do him in the next Xenoverse, then we just need to know our answer. And I don't know, maybe they'll do something with the next one where the story of what happened in this current one affects how it goes over there. I mean, you never know. Well, anyway, that's all I have for review. Next up is Ultra Instinct Goku.
You seem unfamiliar. Compared to me, you are.
Ultra Instinct!
I'm going to put everything into this one strike.
I'm more than enough to protect the animals. This is my island.
Now, Ultra Instinct Goku is the most interesting character, at least to me, because personally, at first I was a little worried that him being able to dodge all the attacks would be his strongest move, which is kind of like that means there's no combo, like there's no pressure on there for you to win. Just one-handed spirit bomb, obviously, was awesome. Your enemy kind of a departure from what you've seen. Also, more likely to win than where he's just yours, because one-handed you can hurt him. Spirit bomb, but no, they also thought that he only dodges if he's not really I thought that he was gonna kind of be charging or doing an attack, then he can get hurt. A guy who automatically attacks, I thought was gonna attack, and also just a little bit boring if you fight against someone who's been there's no attack him every time he charges or the fact that you might get hit, because or even if you dodge him, you do something about that. That's his weakness right there. They did make it so that he can be hit. And another thing I like about him is that kind of a wise idea, because one of his most strongest attacks is actually kind of like a combination between something along the lines of Meteor Strike and Spirit Bomb, and I kind of like that about him. They just, they gave him a transformation. You're gonna see it in a little bit, and you're gonna see how strong it is. It's gonna take a lot of invincible for the enemy, but he's not there, and I think that was a pretty good idea because now that he's kind of gonna be the most powerful. He's gonna be my go-to guy for missions in the anime. He's gonna make it a little bit easier. Plus, they are actually strong attacks. One character has a certain power level, and the other character has another power level, and the difference is too big. Then one character dominates the other, but they took it out in most of the Dragon Ball Z games. But I like how with him they kind of put that in there. They kind of put that his attacks are gonna dominate the enemy, and I like that about him. Now you just saw his Super Kamehameha, and yeah, I know it's a pretty basic attack for him because he always had that, but come on, it's Goku. How can you expect not to have a Kamehameha wave with him in any form? One thing I do like is that it kind of, the thing that separates it from all the other Kamehamehas is that it's, technically, at least to me, it's much stronger. It takes up a lot of life. I will use it anytime, even against great apes, and it makes any mission that much easier. And it's definitely the attack that I go with, because one of the things I do not like about this combination attack is that, which you see right here, see the Spirit Bomb and see how much life it took? One thing I do not like it is that there's always a chance that the character could dodge after one strike, and then boom, you're not gonna complete it, or if the character is shielding, you're not gonna complete it. But the Kamehameha way, you're gonna complete it either way, because it's an absolutely awesome attack, and it doesn't take up much energy, so you can use it as much as you want before you have to recharge. And the third thing I kind of like is how they put his charge technique, and they named it Surging Soul. I liked that name. I feel like it definitely fits this form and the situation that he's going through to get this form. I love what they did to him. I love the aura that he has. It kind of gives off the whole powerful
I
image
did not
that he's supposed
expect
to have,
anyone
and
to dare challenge
it's just
me in
awesome.
battle. Let me give you a basic
Now
idea
I do know
of
I
just
know
who
that
it is you're
I am
about
using the
to face.
him and
My power level is
a team
530
with Jiren and Android 17, but that's
Of course,
also
I
just
absolutely
because
have
I
no
wanted
intention
to
of using it
make
all.
sure that I had
So
the
at
chance
least
to
there's that.
showcase his attacks
How
for you
unlike
guys,
me
but
to let my guard down.
and well, it was actually just because I wanted for you guys to see what he can do without being interrupted by another enemy, and I think that what he can do is pretty awesome. Definitely. One thing I don't get is if this is Ultra Instinct, why is it another transformation? To me, it feels like it's another Super Saiyan form. If it's not, then I could be wrong. But the pretty interesting part is, if it isn't a Super Saiyan form, then what if he combines Super Saiyan with it? He'd become like 50 times stronger. That would be the next level, and as you all know with Goku, there's always the next level. So that's about it for me. That's about it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. Please hit the subscribe button if you like this video, and stay tuned because I'm gonna post more videos next week.
How could there be a warrior in the universe stronger than me?
Nice, nice. You did it. Keep that up, my friend.